Hello everyone. I first of all welcome you all for today's session on hospital back checklist for expecting moms. Today we have Ms. Shivaranjani, a passionate founder of Wellness with Sivi, is the director of Amato and Bows Buttons in Love. Her entrepreneurial journey began with the Amato, a recognized startup focusing on organic lactation foods and later venturing into organic skin and hair care. So, Ms. Shivaranshi Ganapathy holds 27 plus certifications in women's health and nutrition and is practicing nutritionist and women's health coach. So, without any further delay, let's get into the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi, hope I'm audible and you guys are able to hear me well. So, thank you so much for inviting me to do this webinar. And like today's topic is about packing things for mom in a hospital bag. Okay, so they have given a brief introduction about me, but I would like to just let you know a bit extra. So I have two children, and one of them is 4 years old, and the other one is 3 months old. So I had my fair share of mistakes while packing for the first child and also for the second one. So I also worked on an ebook which has a checklist, a complete checklist right from pregnancy to postpartum, and that includes a lot of things. So I'm going to give you a snippet from that ebook today, and about my work is basically about everything about women. So right from getting pregnant, so I primarily focus on periods and menstruation and fertility, and equipping a women in terms of diet, lifestyle, and also about how they can plan their energy work around it, so that they get the maximum from whatever is changing and happening in their life and body. And based on that, my work is primarily set up. And as a part of it, I also write ebooks from time to time. And this one was about hospital things that you can pack to the hospital. So in today's session, I'm just going to give you about what you should pack and what your husband should also pack. Okay, so it's for mom and dad, what they should pack in their bag, and why it is necessary to do so, and how many numbers do you need, and everything. Okay, so this session will primarily focus on things that a mother and father need to pack, and a little bit extra things that I can give you from my side to make your labor a little bit easier. Okay, so we'll just jump into the session. And one second, I'm just okay, I'm just sharing my screen. Just let me know if you can see. I hope you're able to see one. Oh, just one second. Okay. Right. So I hope you're able to see. Can anyone let me know if you're able to see my screen? I'm able to see any participants. I don't know. Okay. So I hope you're able to see. Right. So this is the ebook that I've written, and this has all the details about. These are the contents basically about in the ebook, and this is essentially the list that a mom and dad would carry. Okay, so the very first thing is a nursing friendly dress. Okay, so at least a bare minimum of 3 to 4. The reason being 3 to 4 is that irrespective of whatever type of birth you're going to have, so either be it a natural birth or a normal birth, or even it can be a C-section. Okay, the bare minimum number of days you will be kept in the hospital is three, right? Starting from the day you get admitted, and post delivery, it is either 2 or 3 days. Okay, so considering the process of your labor, it's entirely a different case. Okay, so depending on when how your labor is progressing, that is entirely different. So that can last anywhere around 1 to 2 days based on at what stage you're actually going to the hospital. Okay. Now, coming back to this, you need at least 3 to 4 nursing friendly dresses. Okay, that's number one. And nursing friendly, obviously, it's easier for you to um, just feed the child, and that actually helps, makes life much easier. So there are many brands that offer maternity dresses now. And the one thing about the maternity dress that I would like to tell is that um, don't opt for anything that has pants. Okay, because your tummy needs to set, and it takes quite some time for that. And it would be wise if you don't put a lot of pressure. Okay, so it's always wise that you don't pick anything that has pants. Always opt for gowns. Okay, so gowns that has nursing that are nursing friendly, kaftans, nighties, or any other dresses as well. Keep two dresses that are good looking, so that you feel nice when you wear it. And when you get out from the hospital, when you go back home, try wearing those, because number one, it gives you a confidence. Okay, instead of going back home in a nightie, that a good dress gives you a good confidence that, yes, I've done this. Okay, so keep a nice dress for that. And also, if it is going to be your first baby or second baby, no matter how much ever, I mean, whichever baby it is going to be, obviously you need to create some memory, and we all have that one click as the baby enters the home. Okay, so for that, obviously having a good dress matters. And the second thing would be nursing bras. Or by the second trimester, you should be able to feel a little bit of heaviness in your breast. So right from the second trimester, I would advise choosing the sleep bras or the maternity bras that are available. Okay, so I'm just not trying to just give recommendations, but I have few brands that I personally liked, and consider this as my personal favorites, and I'm just letting the brand names here. So I liked few from Jockey. They have a sleep bra that also comes with a pad. So in case if you're wearing some nice dresses, you can wear the pad so that your nipples don't show off in the dresses. And apart from that, you can just remove the pad and you can just wear it. Okay, similar to a sports bra, but a very soft sports bra. You also have maternity bras from Taylor and Circus that are of utmost comfort. All these have some space to insert a pad. So in case if you want to insert a pad in the future, after in postpartum, sometimes you usually have this breast leaks when you're feeding, so you can use that. You can just insert it, and then you can use those bras as well. So but my personal advice would be to place it inside the bra rather than in the sockets. So that's my personal advice with it. But good quality nursing bras are of utmost importance. If you're having very heavy breast, then you can use the ones that has the buckle, that you can open up and then you can feed the child, or you just go for those sports version of bras. Okay, so they are pretty good. And the next one would be nipple butter. Okay, or a nipple cream. Okay, you can choose any kind of organic nipple butters, and try using or opting those in case if you're having any kind of a pain. Now, while choosing your nipple butter, always make sure that they are organic, and always wipe your breasts and nipples when before you feed the baby. That is very important. Now, considering the nipple butters, like I said, organic is something that is important, because in the initial stages, especially if this is going to be your first delivery, you might have some kind of discomfort while feeding the baby. Okay, so it's always wise to choose a good quality nipple butter just in hand, in case if it's going to be there for a need. But on that note, it's also important that for you to know that breastfeeding is not supposed to be painful. Discomfort is different from pain. Okay, so most of the hospitals, they have lactation consults now. So in case if you're having any difficulties, you can definitely reach out to them and they can help you out in the proper latches. There are few nurses, neonatal nurses, who will be trained in lactation, who will help you to just give a good hold, um, help the baby latch. If you are having a C-section, they'll come and sit besides you. They will help you in feeding the baby. Okay, so it's at most important that you feed the baby once in every 2 hours in the initial stages, until, because there is going to be a loss of weight and then gain of weight of the baby, and until the baby gains back its weight, the birth weight, you need to breastfeed the child for like once in 2 hours. So that's very important. And having a good nipple butter can help you, and nursing bras can also help you. The next one is postpartum pads and inner garments. Okay, so when it comes to postpartum pads, they are a little bit bulkier, okay, when compared to the regular pads that you have, okay. And it is also wise to use non-scented pads and organic cotton pads as much as possible during postpartum, because your vagina is going to be very delicate. Your vulva is very delicate at point of time. There can be stitches that could have happened in terms of delivery. Okay, so that's very important. So always opt for a good pad, organic pad, a cotton pad. Okay, and when you're using those pads, always opt for disposable undergarments as well. Okay, so why? Because they don't put a lot of pressure on your stitches, okay, and it is easily disposable as well. Okay, the first 3 days you're going to have a heavy bleeding. The bleed that immediately happens in postpartum is called as lochia, and that lochia is pretty heavy. So frequently you will be needing to change your pads, to get a maxi pad and get a medium size pads. Also invest in some panty liners, because this lochia would continue for almost 30 to 45 days, even 60 days in few cases. So depending on the flow, you can opt for these pads. Okay, irrespective of whatever mode of delivery that you're going to have, you will have the lochia. So let me remind you about that. So the postpartum pads will actually help you in better absorption, because they are a little bit bulkier. Opting for more of a non-scented version, because it's very delicate underneath immediately after post-birth. And having disposable panties also support you, especially if you have a C-section. It doesn't put a lot of pressure onto your abdomen. Okay, you can also opt for period panties. Okay, that those are also comfortable during this phase. Okay, so whichever works for you, either a disposable panty and an underliner, or you can also choose a period panty. Whichever works for you is completely fine. Before I go to the next one, I'm just curious about, like, at what stage are you guys, whoever is watching the webinar, at what stage are you, uh, like, which trimester are you in? When are you expecting the baby? Can you guys try posting it? I think I can see here in the chat. 8 months. That's good. I see a lot of familiar names. Okay. 14 weeks, pre-conception stage. Good. Good. Okay. Third trimester. A lot of third trimesters. Okay. Okay. So a lot of third trimesters. Most of it second and third trimesters. Perfect. Okay, it's nice to know. Hope you're enjoying your kicks and sleepless nights. And you kind of tend to miss it once the baby comes. So you'll feel like, when is the baby gonna come? And after the baby is here, you'll be like, I miss those cakes, I miss those belly, you miss the belly rubs. So make the best of it whenever, I mean, as long as they're gonna stay inside of you. Okay, it is tough, but you'll definitely miss it. You miss those days. Okay, so coming back to the topic. Okay, so I was talking about postpartum pads and I mean, uh, undergarments. Okay, the next one is a hip belt or a cloth belt. Okay, so usually most of the hospitals they do recommend wearing a hip belt immediately in postpartum, but if you're going to have a C-section, it would be wise if you can wait for at least 45 days or a bare minimum of 1 month and then wear on your belt, because it's very important for the stitches to set inside, because they've cut multiple layers to enter inside your womb. So it would be best if you can wait until the stitches heal for themselves and then you can use those hip belts and everything. Traditionally, if you're going to have a natural birth or a vaginal birth, basically, what they do is they immediately use the cloth belt, tie your tummy and everything. Okay, one is it is advisable to do that because it gives you a comfort, it gives a nice snuggy feeling, because you're going to have multiple layers of skin folds once the baby is going to be out. Let me remind you that you won't have a sleek and flat tummy like you had before after delivering your child. You will still look like you are 4 months or 3 months pregnant. Okay, and that would last for a couple of days until the uterus and all the organs set back into place. Okay, so it takes around 6 weeks for the uterus to shrink back into its original size, and because you've blown up into like a watermelon size, and it needs to come back to 7 centimeters, so it needs to shrink back into its original size. So it's going to take a lot of time for that to happen. So approximately it is going to be 6 weeks, and the organs whichever has been pushed up during the pregnancy, it needs to come down and settle. Okay, so using the hip belt, it would be advisable to check with your care provider, get your go, and then use it. Okay, there are different types. You also can do belly wrapping. Okay, you can check YouTube for a lot of video tutorials on it. You have cotton cloth belt from a brand called Ziva. It has multiple ties and everything. You need to take an extra help to do that, or you can have the regular abdomen belt that are available as well, whichever works for you. You can choose that one. And a bathrobe, in case if you are allowed to move, if you're not in a common area for labor, have a bathrobe, because you can opt for hot showers during your labor. Okay, so if you're having a doula with you, or if the hospital allows, and if you've spoken to your care provider for that, you can use the bathroom. Okay, because instead of putting the dress every single time, you can just stand on the hot shower, show your back, especially your hip, and you can get a little bit of a comfort. Get up, wear the robe, stay, and again, if you need use the hot water, again you can opt for it. So just have a bathrobe just in case. And most of the time, especially if you have a c-section, you will have a lot of chills. Okay, as soon as you're getting out from the theater, you'll have a lot of chills. So have extra blankets to put on you to control the chills. Okay, it may not be cold outside, but you will stammer, you'll have like a typing kind of a mouth and jaw, and that will definitely happen in most of the cases. So please make sure that you carry some extra blankets or sweater just to keep you comfortable. Okay, and it is also very, very important to make sure that you don't catch a cold during this time. because any cough or any sneeze it also uses your abdomen muscles, your core muscles basically. So it's going to be very difficult, especially if you're gonna if you have a C-section. Yes, so the hip belt is Ziva, Ziv, if the spelling is right. I think they do have online, a website that you can look on, or you can check for any kind of other cloth belts too. Okay, and the next one would be a compression socks. Okay, this is going to help in bringing out your circulation to your feet, and the compression socks help a little bit better rather than the normal socks that you have. Okay, so you will feel a little bit of a chillness, like I said, post delivery, and it will be wise choice to use a compression socks. It also helps during labor too, because it needs to push down a lot of say, what do you call it, the blood flow. Okay, during the labor as well. So compression socks will actually help you. And then have a flip flop. Okay, a very bad basic minimum thing. A flip flop, if it's used to the washroom and get back, and in few cases sometimes. Okay, I'm just giving you scenarios here. Doesn't mean that you will end up with that, but then just giving you a scenario, like, be prepared for this. It may or may not happen. Okay, so sometimes if the baby is kept in the neonatal unit, you might need to walk up and down to feed the baby. If it is going to be feeding, you will need to walk down every 1 and 2 hours. So you can use that flip flop and walk. Have a nice, comfortable flip flop, and just go about walking up and down with that. Sometimes, if the baby needs pump and feed, okay, uh, hospitals usually have the hand pump. Just get that only if it is necessary. Okay, not it is not mandatory, just necessary. You can get it. If it is needed, you usually get it in the pharmacy itself. So you can pump and give to the baby as well. So that's one option. And good hair ties, hair bands. Okay, so have good hair bands, comfortable hair bands that doesn't put a lot of pressure on your head. Okay, because your sensories will become extremely sensitive as soon as you're going to deliver the child. So sometimes you will constantly have this headache, and they call it as postpartum headache. Okay, because of the sensory overload, you become as a mother, you start feeling like, is this place safe for my child? Okay, you start getting that instinct. So even if the child is going to give you a small movement, you will have that, you'll start having a wide awake situation because of the sensory upgrade. So please have comfortable headbands, because that shouldn't put a lot of pressure onto your head. That's there. And another thing is that always make sure that you lie flat in the bed after you deliver, especially if you have a C-section, because having an sitting in an elevated position can also lead to headache because of the after effect of the anesthesia. So always make sure that you lie down flat in the bed. Okay, so a good hairband, a set of hairbands will actually be very much comfortable for you. So please make sure that you pack them as well. A lip balm is very, very important as well. Why lip balm? Because you tend to dehydrate, number one. Okay, the first sign of dehydration you see is usually in your lips. So keeping it hydrated and as much as possible is important. So have a lip balm. And the second thing is that you're gonna have a lot of mouth movements during your labor as well. So again, this part tends to get dry more frequently. So always have a lip balm so that you feel a little bit comfortable, and this dryness, it's gonna shrink, and you get this prickly pain when you have dry lips. So for that, a lip balm would be a supportive as well. Breast pads, okay, so opt for good quality breast pads. You can also get those muslin washcloths that you have for the child. What I usually do is I was using those breast pads. Okay, but sometimes when it is you don't have the mood to get up, take the breast pad and put. What I usually do is, if there is a muslin washcloth besides me, I just fold it into two, and I just put it like a rectangle across my nipples. Okay, so that makes the job easier as well. So that can withhold a little bit, but not as much as how much a breast pad is gonna hold, but that will do the trick as well. Okay, so opt for muslin cloths though, and a breastfeeding cover and a breastfeeding pillow. Okay, so you get different brands, you have different options for a breastfeeding cover. Okay, if you're going to do it in public, if you're comfortable in doing it in the public, a breastfeeding cover is very comfortable. You can use it in the car, you can use it in the hospital, you can also use it in anywhere you're going to go. Okay, it makes the job easier. And the next one is a breastfeeding pillow, because you don't need to put a lot of pressure by always make sure that you don't put yourself towards the baby, bring the baby towards you while breastfeeding. That's very important. And a breastfeeding pillow will be very much supportive for it. Okay, don't get thin pillows, get bulk pillows. Okay, because when you get the bulk pillow for a newborn, it elevates the child near your breast. Okay, so get those heighted ones. Now you get thin ones like this. Okay, you get the thin ones also available. So, or don't opt for that, get the bulk ones. Okay, I think there are many brands that they do, and you can check Amazon for a wide variety of things. Just check for the height of the pillow, that's very important. Okay, and when you opt so this will be the list for the mother. Okay, now for the father, okay, it's going to be 2 to 3 sets of comfortable clothes, or whoever caretaker is going to come with you, just make sure that they have 2 to 3 sets of comfortable clothes, extra set of pillow and a blanket, because sometimes the hospital may not provide that, so please make sure that you have that. Okay, and the next one is obviously their inner garments, because they might tend to forget that. So please make sure that they take their inner garments as well. Towel, okay. And these two are the most important things that you should remind your partner of. Okay, one is to fuel up the car. Okay, because sometimes they forget, and at the last minute, if you're rushing to the hospital and if there is no fuel, there is nothing more stressful than that. Okay, so please make sure that you fuel up the car every single time you're gonna go up. Make sure that it is full tank. Okay, service the car as well. That is important. Just remind your partner for that, or you do the calls and everything as well. And the last but not the least, please make sure that they carry cash or their cards. Okay, have some miscellaneous notes like 20, 10, and everything, in case if you want to give some for those hospital workers, you can definitely offer that. And a sweet box or a chocolate, because I'm not sure how it is in the north, but in the south they definitely barge in and they ask, oh, you have a baby now, where is my sweet? Okay, so they don't consider uh, uh, how you're gonna be or anything. They just need some sweets to celebrate the birth of your baby. Okay, so just have a pack of chocolates, or whatever it is. Okay, so you can do that. I carried peanut chickies to give them, and they're like, "Ah, why peanut chicky? Why don't you give us some Mysore pak or something?" I told them, "No, eat healthy, take the peanut chicky, and please move out. I need some time alone." Okay, so whichever works for you, basically. Okay, you can do that. And now the toiletries, obviously your toothpaste and brushes, and then shaving cream and a razor for the partner in case if they need. I don't recommend deodorants for both of you, especially after the child is born, because it needs to pick up your own scent. Okay, deodorants can, I mean, obviously they are synthetic, so it's gonna take in a lot of synthetic stuff, and it's not wise to be around the baby with a lot of synthetic stuff, and it's gonna mask your scent. So do not opt for deodorants. Okay, if at all you need a deodorant, opt for natural ones, very mildly scented ones. Okay, you can choose those ones. Just use on your pulse point. Just don't put over your whole body. And uh, and nothing on the breast or your shoulder area, because you're going to feed the baby and then you're going to put the baby on your shoulders and tap it for to get the burbs out of the baby. So nothing in this area. Just have that in mind. And nothing on your fingers. Make sure that your fingers are mostly clean when you're handling the baby. Okay. And I don't recommend using hand sanitizer too much as well. If you need, just go wash your hands in some water and then come back to your baby. Don't have the hand sanitizer in handy and just keep pumping it most of the time. So that's also there. And shampoo, because once you deliver the child, mostly after 2 to 3 days, especially if you have a C-section, they just need to remove the bandage. Okay, so to remove the bandage, they ask you to go take a bath because it soaks up and then it will be easy for the removal as well. So, anyways, they ask you to take a bath once you're 2 to 3 days. Okay, so for that, if you need a shampoo, pick a shampoo, your body wash, your face washers, whatever that you commonly use, pick those ones, and a good moisturizer for the mother, or you can just have some oil, basic oil like coconut oil or almond oil, carry that and you can use that as a moisturizer as well. A hairbrush and a comb, that's also important, and then a towel as well. Okay, so all these would be the basic toiletries and the list for the dads and the mom. Now, coming to the last part, which is miscellaneous items and documents that you need to carry. Okay, in Tamil Nadu, we actually have. So far, do you guys have any doubts, or do you want me to address anything else? You can just put it in the chat box. I can just try to cover it, or if in case if you have any questions about which whatever that I've covered so far, I can just address that and then move on to the last section. Keep popping it up in case if you have any queries. I'll just check whenever it comes up. Okay. So, yeah, coming to the last set, the documents that you need to carry. Okay. If you have opted for insurance, okay, please make sure that you pick up your insurance. Okay, that is something that you need to have. One. Okay. Your insurance paper, your personal IDs like Aadhaar card is very important. Both the parents' Aadhaar card, because only with the Aadhaar card they will issue you the birth certificate, okay, in the hospital. So you need to carry your Aadhaar card. That is one thing. Both the parents, please make a note of it. And then if you have any insurance, please make sure that you also have your insurance papers and everything to claim it. Okay. And then the next one would be your past hospital files. Okay, whenever you've gone to a visit to the doctor, if you have those files, those scan copies, or keep all those filed up, and please make sure that you have that in handy as well. So just in case if they need to check, they can just go back, refer, and they can help you out in making a decision, or just clarify doubts. Okay, so please make sure that you have your old hospital files. So in Tamil Nadu, we have an thing called as RCHID, or a pick me number. Okay, this has to be registered, mandatory, wherever you are. Okay, you just need to walk near to, it's called Aramba Sugadhara Nilayam. Okay, um, it is just there in every area. You just go there, register yourself for that. Okay, because only when you have this pick me number, nowadays in scan centers they ask for the RCHID or the pick me number. Okay, where even in scan centers now. Okay, so it is mandatory. As soon as you confirm your pregnancy, as soon as you see the heartbeat of the baby, just walk and get this number sorted. Okay. There are few documentations that you'll need to submit for those to get that pick me number as well. Okay. One is basically your Aadhaar card. Okay. That is one thing. And then you will need to submit your national, I mean any one account from your any one account from any national bank like state bank and everything, nationalized bank. Okay, you need to provide the copy of that to them. And your scan, the first scan, the heartbeat scan or whatever scan that you have, and a blood report, or the recent blood work that you have done, which is mark the hemoglobin and everything. Okay, so they get those things and then they issue you a pick me number. That is mandatory. Without the pick me number, it is very difficult to enter few scan centers, number one. And number two is also you need this number for you to generate the birth certificate. Hospitals will give you the birth certificate, but you need this number mandatory as well, irrespective of the number of children that you're going to have. First, secondly, whatever it is, you need the pick me number. Okay, so please make sure that you go and register yourself. It is very, 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 very important. Okay, this isn't for Tamil Nadu. Okay, other states, in case if you have anything, just check and have that enrolled. Okay, and like I said, your insurance, your personal IDs, and then your hospital files. Okay, so these will be the documentation part. So once you get the birth certificate, with that birth certificate given from the hospital, you can apply it to the corporation to get the main birth certificate of the child. Okay, so you need that birth certificate from the hospital. So only when you provide these IDs and files, they will give you the birth certificate at the hospital. Okay, and with that, you can apply the corporation. You can have the final birth certificate of the child. I think you can do it online as well. So it's pretty easy, or you can go to the e-seva mayam, whichever is nearby, and then you can give those respective documents and you can have it sorted. And now for the miscellaneous items. Okay, so please carry water bottles. Okay, that is number one. And then a kettle if it is allowed in the hospital, or a thermo flask at least, just to catch some hot water and tea. Okay, just in case if you're really very hungry at nights, you can just make some health drink and then you can have at nights, or it's just sometimes to soothe your throat, you need some hot water. Or you can use the hot water to wipe off your nipples in case if you're using any nipple butter. You need not just walk every single time. You can just have it in a flask and you can use it. Okay, so that would be for the hot water. So a water bottle for the regular drinking, and then you can have a kettle or a thermo flask at least. And during labor, you might need to find yourself comfortable to relax yourself. So in case of you need, you can opt for headphones or earpods. I don't recommend usually recommend unwired products, because it attracts a lot of EMF. But you can, if you don't have anything, obviously you can choose that one. Or you can have some headphones, the regular headphones, or a small speaker, Bluetooth speaker, so that you can connect any hypnobirthing scripts if you're listening to, or you can, excuse me, or you can also listen to your favorite songs during labor. And carry an iPad in case if you need to watch something or relax yourself during labor. You can also do those ones. And it is also important to carry their chargers as well. Okay, so please make sure that you carry their chargers as well. And then some heat pads and hot water bags to give some comfort during the labor. So also make sure that you have those. An eye mask, okay, because sometimes I mean, you're gonna catch up sleep whenever there is time available. So please make sure that you have an eye mask. So even if it's going to be the daytime, you can just wear the eye mask and sleep. Okay, so to just catch up some rest. And then would be some pillow and blankets, like I mentioned earlier. And carry some tumblers. Okay, two tumblers, a bowl, two spoons, just in case to eat something. Okay, and a knife and a plate as well. Okay, so these are all the miscellaneous items from the kitchen that you can carry to help. That can make a little bit easier in your stay. Carry some snacks. Okay, whatever snack that you find yourself comfortable in taking, or you feel like eating, you can carry those snacks as well. And any drink mixes in case if you need, you can choose that one as well. And an extra cord. Okay, the rolling type extra cord can also be carried, and you can plug it, and then you can just, in case if you want to put the phones in charge and everything, you can draw it near besides you. And towels are very important. Okay, so please make sure that you carry some towels as well. Okay, so this will be the miscellaneous list, and the document list. Okay, so that is basically the things that you'll need to carry. Okay, let me just go through once again, and in case if you missed, you can just make a note of it. Okay, so nursing friendly dresses, opt for gown types or nighties. um, at least 3 to 4 piece, bare minimum of 3 to 4 of them. Okay, take those ones. Nursing bras, nipple butters, postpartum pads and in undergarments, disposable panties or disposable period pads as well, whichever is comfortable with you. You can pick those ones. Hip belt or cloth belt, okay, and a good dress, comfortable dress while you're returning back home. Okay, a good comfortable dress that that will look good for the pictures. Okay, so that one, a bathrobe, okay, compression socks, flip flops, okay, and sweater, good quality hair bands, and lip balm, breast pads, breast feeding pillow that is nice and tall, okay, and a pillow cover, not a pillow cover, sorry, breastfeeding cover, in case if you feel like me taking it. This will be the list for the mother. And for the father, 2 to 3, or the caretaker, 2 to 3 sets of comfortable clothes, inner garments for them, towel, their toiletries. Make sure that the car is fueled up. Carry some cash and cards. Okay, have some miscellaneous amounts like 10 rupees, 20 rupees, and everything. Please make sure that they carry those ones as well. Don't have just 500s and 2000s. Carry some change. That's very important. And then coming to the toiletries, toothpaste, brushes, tongue cleaner in case if you use, shaving cream and a razor, deodorants. Okay, so you can carry any deodorants, but it is not advisable to use that. Okay, so just letting you know as well. And shampoos, body wash, face washes, and sweater in case if you need, you might find yourself cold most of the time, so to carry a sweater, and then hairbrush and a comb, towel. Okay, so that's there. And what else, if you're a person who uses kajal, you feel good using a kajal, you can also take a kajal and go. Okay, and avoid lipsticks. You can choose lip balms in that case. Okay, so the miscellaneous items would be water bottles, kettle or a thermo flask, iPad, headphones, small speakers and their chargers, heat pad, hot water bag, eye mask, okay, and then a pillow, blanket extra, and tumblers, probably 2 tumblers, 2 bowls, 2 spoons, 1 plate that can be there, and snacks. Carry some snacks, drink mixes in case if you're gonna opt for it. Okay, you can carry those, and extra card. So regarding the snacks, please make sure that you can carry some cookies. Okay, some lactation cookies can help you out, or you can also choose to have some um, healthy versions like fruits. Okay, so please make sure that you always opt for healthy snacks during postpartum, because it's not just you. You need to support your healing, and you also need to support the growth of the baby, your breast milk as well. Okay, so it's important for that. So please make sure that you carry those ones too, and extra cord, just in case if you need, you can carry an extra card as well. And yeah, and documentation wise, make sure that you carry your insurance paper, your personal IDs, hospital file, and then a pen can come in handy as well. So please carry a pen if possible. And if you're from Tamil Nadu, get your pick me number sorted before around the first trimester itself. Okay, so get your pick me number sorted, and carry that pick me card as well. Okay, the number is sufficient usually, so have a copy of that number saved in your phone as a contact. Okay, just so just in case if you're not carrying your document, you can just have the number in handy. Okay, so have that, have a scanned copy or a photocopy of your personal IDs and insurance too. So because few hospitals they prefer paperless now, so they will ask you to email. Okay, so you can have a scanned copy of the insurance, your personal IDs, the pick me number in hand. Okay, so in case if you're gonna ask you to email, you can just immediately email it. Okay, so you can do that one too. So that's basically the list. I'll just share you the screen with the information that I shared you now. Um, I hope you're able to see. You can just take a screenshot in your phone if you wish. Okay, you can just do that, and Let me know once you're done. Let's just give a couple of seconds for you to take a picture. So that's basically the list, the mom and dad. Okay. So, like I said, this is a part of the ebook that I've written. Okay, so this is the ebook that I have, and it is almost 68 pages. Okay, you want me to zoom in a bit? Okay, let me just finish this and I'll come back to the same one. Okay, one second. So, the contents in the ebook would be right from your first trimester, second, third. What are the things that you need to do? What are the courses that can help you? Labor preparation. If you're planning a VBAC, what are the things that you need to do? If your baby is breech, what are the things that you can do? Nesting phase, baby essential, mom essentials, hospital bags for mom and dad and the baby, and the questions, a list of questions for your care provider, your birth plan, and then how to set up a feeding station, formula station, pumping things that you need, a recovery plan, mental health plan, and this would be how to create your diaper station, diaper bag, how you can plan your tummy time, what are the milestones, and how you can start solids, all these things. Okay, and apart from that, I have also included a resources list where I have given my personal favorite brands. I'm not associated with them, it's just that I've tried, I liked it, and I've just put it. Okay, some all the homegrown brands, and a list of care providers, okay, that can help you out in birth, work, lactation, postpartum, birth centers, yoga and fitness, newborn milestones and parenting, counseling, organic foods list, photography, newborn photography, maternity photography, and all these things. I've included the list of care providers here with their contact details and a list of brands that I personally liked. I have also mentioned. So all those products that I mean, all those things that I've explained you in this, and whatever is covered in the checklist will the brands that I personally like, I've listed there. Okay, and in the appendix you have affirmations, and for pregnancy, trimester, birth, and new moms, all the affirmations are also mentioned. So it's basically a 68-page document. So I'll just zoom in. I think, okay, so I hope this zoom is enough. Okay, so I hope you guys have clicked. Okay, and if you have any queries or anything, I am open for questions now. You can just drop it in your in the section. I can help you out in answering. Okay. So I'm just dropping the link for the ebook. In case if you're interested, you can check my website, which is wellnesswithsivi.com. I have the ebook listed there. You can opt for that. And if you need more information on things that I do in terms of women health, you can also check my Instagram handle. It's again wellness with Sivi. Okay, I'll just type it here. Okay, so you can also check my Instagram handle, and you can also get in touch with me in case if you have any questions or anything as well. So I just stop the sharing. Okay. I hope you guys had an informative session about things that you need to pack for months, and that's that. Okay, so thank you so much. I think I'll wrap up the session. I'll just wait for a couple of minutes for questions to pop up. And in case if you don't have anything, I think we can wrap it up. I mean, you can also definitely get in touch with me through Instagram. And also do drop your feedbacks about the session. I would love to hear them as well. So you can get in me through Instagram. Can be helpful as well. So thank you so much for your time. I wish you a happy labor, and a wonderful birthing experience as well. Okay. Renuka, that'll be there in the book. Okay, so you can obviously check Pinterest. uh, they have the list of items there, just for basic list if you need. The one that I've curated, it's going to be there in the ebook in case if you need. So thank you so much, and I just wanted to cover the mums because I wanted to do it in depth. I just didn't want to bring, okay, you need to pack this. I just wanted to reason out and give you, because that helps you in understanding why you need to pack it and everything. Okay, so and it also, any tips for preventing or minimalizing tear during vaginal birth? Okay, a lot of exercises. Okay, that can help you. And once you've reached your last trimester, start doing perineal massages. Okay, you can check YouTube for any for videos. Pinterest can also help you. Start doing perineal massages. Do a lot of breathing exercises. So I am a trained hypnobirthing instructor as well. And if there is one thing that I take away from that, is the breathing exercises that are really very supportive. Okay, so please make sure that you do a lot of deep breaths. Okay, and that will actually help in relaxing your body. When you relax your body, okay, but that requires a lot of practice. Okay, so start doing practicing the breathing exercises so that you can do that during labor as well. Okay, and when you do it during labor, it helps in lessening the amount of stress that you put onto your muscles. That will also lessen the time. Also, let me tell you that there will be tear. Okay, there will be tear when the baby comes up. Zero tear is very rare. Okay, but if you can do some perineal massages to support the elasticity of those muscles in those locations, it would be helpful. You push out easily. Okay, so that's that. The position that you push out is also important, but that depends on your care provider and which hospital or birth center you opt for. They can also help you out in choosing the right position to push the baby out, because there are certain positions that will open up your pelvic section much more. Okay, the traditional laying flat position in the hospital is not going to support you. Okay, it doesn't open up much. So research more, enroll in some birth classes so that you have this information with you and you can communicate with your care provider to make a wise decision and make your birthing experience much better. Okay, so it's all about, it's a learning curve, especially if this is your first child. It's definitely a learning curve. You take a lot of information, and the most important thing is that you have the information, but you also need to know how to implement it during labor. That is very, very important. Okay, and for that, a lot of communication with your care provider is necessary. I will do this, I will not do this. I mean, not will, basically, I'm not comfortable in doing this, I'm comfortable in doing this. Don't be very strict as well, be open for changes too. That is also there, because you may not know how things are going to take turns during delivery, because your babies are the utmost deciding factors for things. Okay, you might have your mind planned for a beautiful delivery, pack things, everything, and if the baby has a last minute stunt and tells that I will come only via C-section, there's nothing that you can do. Okay, so please have your mind open for everything, but have the information with you. Okay, so whatever's gonna happen, you know what to do. Okay, so that's very important. So be open for any changes that can come in your way. Have a good communication with your doctor. That is also very, very important. Okay, that's very important. And equip yourself with information, the right kind of information. Choose good educators. Okay, birth educators. Pick a doula if it's possible. They also make things a lot easier for you. Okay, so all these things will definitely be helpful. And yeah, that's basically it. And I think I thank you so much for joining me today. And after a long time, I've come up live, and thank you, LifeCell, for this opportunity. I was initially planning to start my work again from January, but then I think this is like a breather for me. So I miss this so much. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I hope to come up with. I mean, I have a lot of plans, but let me see how that's I'm gonna implement it. Okay. So if you need to reach me, I have my Instagram ID, and I also have put the link for the checklist in the chat box, so you can opt for those ones. So thank you so much for joining me. I wish you all the best with your journey, and have a wonderful birthing experience, and have wonderful time parenting your child as well.